OBH, nigga. AR ad, the top goon. Dark low, pusher. P90 smooth. Shout my boy Breezy Gets. Quiet noise. My nigga Porter Pacquiao. Or Mac. Franchise, nigga. Dottie Dumhard.
G.O.D.
I come from a hood where they catch wreck, where they knock a brick off on they mom's steps. Niggas turned millionaires in the projects, but they moms still live in the projects. I came from 3 kids, same room. Cook coke, then eat with the same spoon. I knew murder all my life, he the same goon. My gun, his gun, sing the same tune. I got a money tree growing in the crack house. So I walk out the door with the Mac out. I put the block in the lock to it tap out. I throw that girl in the pot and she act out. I live by a code that's unheard. We call niggas broke with one bird. My shit come by the truckload. I cook it all up, then cut O's. Bitches come to my house by the busload. She eat the gun, then I fuck her in the butthole. I got a thing for a red bone. I bust a nut, then I head home. You couldn't score in the red zone. Trey Deuce, Westmoreland, that's the dead zone. I'm counting $100 bills sitting on the floor. I took a shoebox full to the Louis store. Couple shoes, couple belts, 700 each. Couple ounces sour D, 700 each. I was 10, no shoes to run the streets. Now I serve the whole hood, so I run the streets. They gotta call my phone when they wanna eat. You show a bitch a bankroll, then she on her knee. I seen a nigga get killed right in front of me.
Let me get these niggas.
Then I killed the motherfucker right in front of me.
What's going on, people? Welcome to Members Only. Now, it's been a minute since I visited my neighbors out Baltimore, so tonight, we're making it all about them. And I know y'all felt that vibe, y'all felt that energy at the beginning, man. Man, that's that East Coast shit, man. Y'all feel it. And you already know I don't own the rights or anything to that song, so I made a sacrifice just to put out some good content. I didn't need to get paid. I done it before, though, but it's all about the dope content, man. We gonna get money regardless at the end of the day. Now, just imagine if you was an independent hustler. You got your money, you mind your business, you went home, stay out the way. You got something good going on for yourself. Ain't making too much noise in the streets, staying away from the BS. An organization approached you with their supply, insisting you move their work or pack it up. You take the work because that's your hustle at the end of the day. But now you're a part of a mean criminal enterprise, and now having your days numbered. That's how Timmirror Stanfield muscled his way to the top. Now, I want the main focus to be on his leadership. You know, being in a boss position, a lot of people wouldn't understand it. Every boss have a quote about a principle or some type of morals. So, you know, when you watch The Godfather or Sopranos or anything, they talk about morals and principles. But that's not how you become a successful boss. When you hear a story about a king trying to rule an empire, it's never pretty. The day T. Stanfield started winning is when he realized rules aren't designed for you to win. Him and his brother, and they was out handling their business in Westport, and they went to taking full control of numerous sections of Baltimore. Now, if you ask someone back in those times, they might tell you that it was enough money in Baltimore for everyone. Yeah, that might have been true, but that defeats the purpose. You might as well just get a 9-to-5 job and call it a day, because that ain't gonna get you rich. That's not how you get rich. To get rich, you have to expand, and expansion comes with wars. You have many hustlers that think it's not worth the headache, but of course you had other organizations that just wasn't going for it. That caused Baltimore to become one of the most dangerous cities at the time. Now, he sent his men out on a search and destroy mission. It wasn't safe to be outside at any time of the day. It was a lot of young deaths. The Stanfield organization supplied teenagers with guns and told them to go kill. See, a successful boss is willing to sacrifice anybody to get to the next level, whether it's the 9-to-5 world or the streets. Mr. Stanfield put batteries in the backs of his workers, promising them one day they might have a corner or a higher ranking position in the near future. Knowing that, he has no plan on giving up the spot anytime soon. For example, I was working for a well-known company and a regional manager walks in and he saw me sitting on my phone. He says to me, "I'm not showing signs of a $100,000 advisor." That was to motivate me to go above and beyond for the company to make him look good. But me being who I am, I know that the payment structure and based on their system that it was impossible to make $100,000. I didn't take it personal. He was doing what he was supposed to do, just like T. Stanfield. They'll dangle a carrot in front of your face, hoping that it will keep you in position to be willing to die for the opportunity. They'll sell you a big dream. Stanfield and his half-brother took over a good amount of territory in West Baltimore, along with multiple housing projects. Murphy Homes, aka Murder Homes, became the headquarters of Stanfield. It was like the devil's playground. Murphy Homes had fiends taking trips from all over the city to get their hit. He would hold court right in the middle of the hood. They would also discuss numbers and problems circulating the area. Now, of course, there were many issues that happened on the home base. What was supposed to be a meeting turned into just another body when he didn't feel like he was getting the proper respect at his home base. Law number 19 of the 48 Laws of Power is to be careful who you offend. And you did not want to offend this guy at all. Guys that offended him, they did go missing, or sometimes the bodies were left for public display just to send a message. And if you watched The Wire and saw how those guys was hustling, this pretty much the story. But I know y'all know Chris and Snoop. Well, you know how Chris and Snoop would leave people in those buildings? Well, that was a real thing. So many vacant properties in Baltimore that the organization used them to their advantage. They would not only hide bodies in those abandoned buildings, but they would stash drugs, weapons, use them to spy on enemies, and sometimes even operate out of them. I mean, that's just how things was going on during the time. Now, one thing about Timmirror Stanfield's organization is that it wasn't ran a traditional way. This was the 1980s, it wasn't the 70s anymore. Where there was more respect out there. Yes, you showed respect to the ones that was there before you. If something wasn't yours, you just left that shit alone. Well, one thing about Stanfield is that if he wanted a corner, he was taking it. And it was guys bringing dead blocks to life, putting blood, sweat, and tears into it. If he saw it was jumping, and guys would pull up and they would just tell you to pack it up, man. Like, that's how confident he was. He had a strong army and tons of ammo and metal that I'm sure he was itching to use rather than watching it collect dust. Unlike other crews, he made sure his men knew how to fire a weapon, even had preteens complete target practice to sharpen their marksman skills. He employed damn near anyone of all ages. If you had 2 arms and 2 legs, he had a job for you. Everyone played a role in his organization. Now, as you see, Timmirror Stanfield ruled his organization with an iron fist. In his line of work, he had to be very sharp, and he had to be as quick as a fox. He always had to be 2 steps ahead of law enforcement and his enemies. But what I don't understand is to be that calculated, you have to know that killing your way to the top would eventually catch up to you somewhere down the line. And that's when he would become paranoid. He would become so paranoid that even if he thought you were snitching, you were out of here. He wasn't willing to put his future on the line for nobody. They had to go. I mean, he was so paranoid that he didn't even let the mailmen or any postal workers come into the building because he thought that they were feds. Like, he thought it was federal agents. So everyone had to go pick up their checks at the post office. So that's a big inconvenience. But that's just how much control he had. So of course, the complaints would start and law enforcement would see the things were getting so out of hand that they had to put a stop to it ASAP. Now, of course, his organization didn't last that long, with staying in many beefs, causing many wars, and we all know that happens in the streets, but his pride and ego wouldn't let certain things go, which caused him to get into petty wars over corners that he really didn't need. The way he done business caused him to, to take himself out the game. But it didn't really take a rocket science to see this on the outside looking in. I think any type of organization, whether it's street or political, needs some type of counsel. Not only to protect the organization, but it protects the leaders from themselves. He didn't just crash out himself, but a large number of guys fell with him. We're talking about kids and people that was forced to take his work. They might have been a part of the team for about a month, but went down for crimes associated with the organization years prior. You had guys doing time that didn't even get a chance to see real money, just caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time. It's that real. But they was able to get more than a dozen of men to testify against him. He was just, he was feared. A lot of people feared him. So they had to put him under the jail, man, with no chances of coming home. But we're gonna cover him more down the line. And this video will just focus on the type of leader he was. But before y'all head out, make sure y'all get these likes up, hit the comments, and subscribe if you're new. I got a banging ass playlist, so tune in, man. But y'all take it easy tonight. Y'all stay safe out there. I'm out.